What's up, everybody? Today we're gonna be replacing this latch right here. As you can see, it acts funny sometimes. Look, it doesn't want to open. Pushing it, you gotta push it right in the right spot in order for it to open. You know. So we got this electronic one right here that we're gonna install. That way, all they gotta do is just tap one button or whatever, and it'll open up. It won't act funny how this one is, you know, because eventually this will break and you won't even be able to open it up anymore. All right. So the first thing we're gonna do, y'all, we're gonna go ahead and wind this window down just a little bit to make it easier on the install. Just a little bit. All right, so wind the window down about that much. That way when we go to install this thing, it'll be way easier. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and disconnect this battery. This is a 10 millimeter right here. There we go. Take that off of there and move it out the way so it don't slide back up on accident or whatever. Now, let's go ahead and get back here. All right, y'all. So I'm doing this so that I'm more comfortable. But basically, you're gonna go ahead and try to pop this joint off. My thing comes off easy because I don't know why. But this is a 10 millimeter right here. You're gonna go ahead and take that off. Boom, and set this to the side. Now, next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna have to take off the panels right here. This left side and this right side. So basically, you wanna get one of these little panel popper clips, you know, plastic joints or whatever you call it, and pop it off. Let's see if we can get it. All right, so just slide it in here, and just pull it towards you. There we go. Take it with the top or what? There we go, and it just fell down like that. Make sure these three things are still in there. You don't want to lose those, okay? And let's go ahead and do the same thing on the other side, okay? Same. All right, y'all, so I went ahead and left out to the outside and open up the hatch. You can do it from the inside, I bet, you know, to try to like push this in on the ground and like push it in here and then pull it out. But I figured I'd go ahead and do it outside. That way to make it easier for me, you know? But basically you want to pull down on this joint. There you go. Pull down on it. I'm gonna do it with two hands. Hold up. Yeah, I want this joint. I think I got it. Pull it down, you know? There we go. Let's go ahead and pull this joint up out of here, okay? See how it comes out. We'll slide it up, look like. There we go. Woo! All right, we down. And then next thing we're gonna do is take off this black cover panel right here. We're gonna take off these are 10 millimeter screws right here. Boom, boom, boom. Take them all off, and then it should just hang down by this wire afterwards. I'll show y'all in a second. All right, y'all, so it should be hanging down like this from the cable. But they got the, so you got them bolts on there, then you got these little pieces that I clicked into there. All you gotta do is just pull it down from there, and one of them might even pop out. This one popped out on me, I just pushed it back in there. You know, that way this can come down and hang down. All right, y'all, and after that, you wanna go ahead and take these 4 bolts out that hold in the window regulator. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, take those 4 out. I think those should be 10 millimeter also. Yep, nice and easy. So next step is go ahead and push it on down with the window socket. Hold on. There we go. Take that joint out the socket. Them holes. There we go. Go ahead and push it up with the window. Then you gotta slide it downwards. We just didn't want enough room to get to these 2 screws right here. Just right here, look, boom. And boom, we're gonna take those 2 screws out. That's what's holding your little license plate joint in there. I just went ahead and threw this extender in on here. I'm gonna throw it through this little hole right here. We're gonna loosen it up, or take it off, I mean. Ooh. All right, don't lose it like how I just did, y'all. All right, y'all, so I went ahead and took the other one out. I got both of the bolts right here now after I dropped it. Now what we're gonna do, this little cable thing that you see here with this wire right here, you're gonna go ahead and remove that from this string right here, all right? So you see, you gotta slide it to the side. Oh, there you go, just slide it to the side and up out of that holster, if y'all can see. You know, what's up inside of there, in that little groove right there. Slide it out and slide this off towards you. There you go. That way it's right there. All right, so the next thing we're gonna take off, y'all, is gonna be the 10 millimeter bolt right here, okay? It's right inside of here. This holds on the lock. That's what it does, you can see it. Hold on, let's go ahead and take that off. Boom, we got it off. Woo, drop that one too. Hold up, we following it. All right, take that off. All right, y'all, so for the next step, we're gonna go ahead and push this thing down a little bit. I'm gonna use this strap right here, if y'all got one, or some type of bungee cord or something. I'm gonna hook it right here, and we're gonna hook this other part to the, you know, somewhere, maybe like right here, or somewhere where it can hook on and hold this thing from opening back up again, okay? That way we can access the license plate area up here easier without having to stand up on something, okay? All right, y'all, look, that's what I'm talking about. Just right there. That way it can hang down halfway. And we're gonna go ahead and take off this license plate holder thing right here with the bolts. Take the license plate off and just set that to the side somewhere. And then you wanna get that one tool. Get this one right here. and use it to pop up, you know, these pieces on here. Hold up, I'll show y'all. Look, there we go. See that pop that it did right there? Woo! All right, that wasn't really, that felt real uncomfortable doing that, y'all. I felt like this shit was about to break. But, and just pull the rest of them off. I mean. There we go. All right, y'all, so now what we're gonna do, lift it up. Careful, you don't wanna scratch up your paint. And see these screws right here? This one right here, Phillips. And that one right there. We're gonna use our screwdriver and unscrew those, okay? You may or may not have those in there, okay? Some people, they got their joint kind of bootleg set up and they don't put them screws back in there. And it'll just be, this piece will be in here loose or whatever. But it'll work the same way, you know? But like I said, we're gonna go ahead and get this and loosen up them, we'll take out the screws, okay? These are the screws that I was talking about right here. You're gonna go ahead and loosen that one up. Now I'm gonna loosen this side up and then take it on off. All right, y'all, so once y'all loosen those two screws up right there, this whole thing should come off like this with no wires or nothing attached to it. And we're gonna go ahead and take those two screws out because we're gonna need them. I'll dump them out right there. And we're gonna get our new latch right here out of the box. Here it is. All right, y'all, we got out the packaging. We're out the rubber band at least. And then we're gonna do the same thing to this one. We're gonna install this one just like how the old one was installed, okay? Lift this back up. And we're gonna slide this into that spot right there, okay? Just like how this other one was in there. I believe like this. Oh no, it was the other way, like this. Yup. Just like that, all right, y'all? Let's see, there we go. All right, y'all, so now what we're gonna do, now that we got it in place right here and the screw holes lined up, we're gonna go ahead and take those old screws that were in there and put it inside of there, okay? So now that y'all got those in there, those two screws, we're gonna go ahead and take the red cable that's long, well, both the red cables, and we're gonna sift them through this hole right here in the middle, okay? Where my thumb is, we're gonna take those cables and slide them all the way through there, okay? All right, y'all, so once some cables is all the way through, it don't gotta be no certain type of, you know, fancy nothing. Just push them through that hole. Make sure the lock is out of the way, because if the lock is above the joint, it's gonna keep it from clicking on here, all right? And then y'all just wanna make sure all these clicker joints is on there. All right, let's see. There we go, y'all. So we're golden. Let's go ahead and put the license plate back on. Okay. That's gonna be our latch right there with the little button in that joint. All right. Let's go ahead and put the license plate back on real quick. All right, y'all, now that we got everything on here, the plate and all that, we're gonna go ahead and lift this up. Disconnected that right there. Take that off. Now we're gonna make sure this is cables out the way, nice and straight. And we wanna install these two nuts right here on right here on the left and right there on the right, okay? So boom, boom, we're gonna install those. I went ahead and hand tighten them in there. You can see to the left and to the right. I'm gonna go ahead and tighten them up all the way. Boom, we in there, y'all. Now, next thing we're gonna do is install this lock again. See this lock in here, hold up. See that thing right there? Do the same thing, all right? Push it back how it's supposed to be. I know it ain't the best camera angle. I can't even barely see it, but push it in there. And you wanna put that nut on the end of that bolt right there. If y'all can see that in there, go ahead and put same thing, okay? All right, we're gonna use the strap and pull this joint down just like how we did before. That way we can access the bottom latch part, all right? Let me show y'all. So we're gonna pop this piece off of here, this dust cover. There we go, boom. Ooh, hold up, I shouldn't have put that in there. You gotta put some dirt in there. All right, now what we're gonna do is take these joints off, these 10mm Jimmy Janks right here, y'all. All right, now we're gonna get back inside of here. You're gonna push this window regulator up out of the way. Reach down inside of here and get this, hold up, let me reach down from the left side. Reach down in there and pull this joint out of here. Let's see if I can even get a hang on it. There we go. Pull this Jimmy Jank out of here. Oh, hold up. You gotta push this up higher. There we go. All right, now we can pull it out. I don't know if I can do it with one hand, but slide it out, okay? All right, y'all, what we're gonna do is, you gotta disconnect this right here, I realize, because this cable is holding it in right here and it's blocking this thing from sliding out. So I think I'm gonna get a little screwdriver or something. Basically just try to push the edges in, push that in, push the other one in, and push it up out of there. There we go. I just was able to use that red tool to push it up out of there. Boom. Now we're gonna take it out, all right? Now we're gonna push it up and slide this baby out towards us. There you go. Come on. Finally got it out. Took a little bit of finagling. We got it out. Look how old that is right there. Wow. All right. Now what y'all want to do is unplug these plugs, okay? Basically, you're gonna put some pressure on this, pinch it, and pull it on out. Boom. Same thing right here. Pull it out. And then go ahead and use that red thing right there, or whatever you got, flathead screwdriver, whatever. I'm gonna push these two sides in, and we're gonna push this down. We're gonna push this white thing down inside the hole, that way this can slide up out of here, okay? There we go, y'all. So we just got it out. Now what we're gonna do is go ahead and take these two screws off right here to take the cover off. I got my screwdriver. We're gonna go ahead and take both of those off, okay? All right, y'all, once you make that happen, take those out. We're gonna go ahead and push this white plug right over top of this one right here. I don't know if I can get it with one hand, but basically you want to put some pressure down and push inside of it, like how my thumb is. You want to push into there, okay? That way this thing can pop out. All right, y'all, so after that, what you want to do, you know, we got them screws out. After that, what you want to do is, you know, tilt this left and right sideways. Basically, this little piece is going to slide up crooked, and you're going to slide this whole greasy joint out of here, okay? Check it out, look. You just want to pull it left and right until it goes sideways and slides up out of here. There we go. So that cover should come completely off, like that, all right? Put that to the side. But basically, you want to slide this out of here, out this hole right there. There you go. And then, you know, slide this out of this right here too. That way we could be more hands-on with this thing. All right, y'all get the point. All right, so go ahead, slide that up out of here, okay? There. Oops, I went ahead and took that cable out of this thing, and I pulled it, and the whole cable came out. So hey, we don't need it anyway, so we should be good. What we're gonna do right now is, you know, the kit comes with this thing right here. We're gonna go ahead and slide this rod through here. Hold up, let's see. Boom. Slide it all the way through like that. All right, y'all. Boom. All right, so now what y'all gonna do is go ahead and slide this on top into the hole right there. Boom. And we're gonna slide it over into the top of this right here, okay? Y'all can see. Boom. That's how it's gonna be set up right there. I know it's a little bit complicated probably, but this is it right here, y'all. All right, y'all, so now what you wanna do is get this dust cover right here, and we're gonna take this right here, all right, the little mechanism that we just put together. Take it, and you're gonna put this white cable on top right here so it doesn't slide through nothing crazy. And we're gonna go ahead and try to push this over top like this, okay? Push it over top, slide this inside, and turn it on an angle as you slide it inside. That way we get it all the way up in there. And then make sure to try to keep this, you know, in line also, okay? A lot of moving parts right here, but do that. To the dust cover. Boom, now we all the way in there. Look, see that? This white cable can hang now. And we're also gonna take this white plug, we're gonna turn it, and we're gonna slide it through that little hole right there. Boom. Remember them two screws that went inside of here? We're gonna put one right there and one right there, okay? All right, y'all, now what we wanna do is go ahead and plug these two cables back into this right here. Plug the white one into the white, black one into the black, and then we're gonna slide it back up inside of here, okay? There we go, y'all. So the reverse effect. Now we're just gonna slide this up in here and slide it down in there, okay? We're gonna push this up how we had before to make some room and tighten it up once we get it in there. All right, I got it all the way in now. I just gotta push it downwards. When you're pushing it in, make sure this thing ain't all cranked up in there. Make sure, you know, this is on the end right there, that little circle joint, and then that the L, you know, is showing it straight. All right, you don't wanna put this in here all cranked up. All right, let's go ahead and push this down in here all the way, and we're gonna get on the opposite side and go ahead and tighten it up, okay? I can see it right there, okay? All right, y'all, let's go ahead and put these three bolts in here. I already got one in here. We're gonna put the other two in, and then throw the dust cover back on top, okay? Y'all, so I just got those three bolts on there, and I put the dust cover on. The dust cover, what you gotta do is slide it up first on the top, and then you gotta slide the bottom in, or push the bottom in, you know? That way it's on there solid. Because I try to do the bottom first, and it wouldn't work. Slide the top in there, into the groove, and then boom, and then click, push it in there, okay? Now it's on there. Now we're gonna worry about, ooh, this ain't about to fall down. All right, Now we're gonna worry about this piece right here, okay? All right, y'all, so inside the kit, we got a bunch of little, nuts and bolts and some zip ties, okay? In the kit is this right here too. This is a 10 millimeter nut and it's 10 millimeter bolt right here too. And we got the washer. This is what we're gonna do with it, all right? Look, we're gonna take the bolt and the washer part right here, and it's gonna go through this hole right here. And the opposite end, it's gonna be the lock and bolt with the washer on the opposite side. And it's gonna go through here, right here, all right? It's gonna go through this hole. So you're gonna have the nut and the washer on this side, and then the screw's gonna come through here. Boom, all right? So you're gonna take this and put it through this hole. So what I'm gonna do is just hold it with my hand on this side and on that side, and then I'm gonna take the drill and tighten it up. That way this is locked in right there. Make sure the cables is out the way, okay? Let's get it. All right, so I got a wrench right here, a 10 millimeter wrench, and I got the socket that I'm gonna tighten it with. But just so y'all can see, get a good idea what I'm talking about, this right here is where you're gonna put the bolt in. And then if you can see inside of there, I'm gonna put the wrench right there and hold it in place, and I'm gonna tighten it up from right here, okay? All right, y'all, so now we all tightened up inside of there. Hold up, where's it at? There you go. And like I said, just be careful not to put the wires below that, okay? Make sure the wires is above that piece right there, okay? All right, y'all, next thing we're gonna do is push this back inside of here and push it down low. Hold up, there we go. There we go. Pull it back down there again. That way we got some access to these red wires right here. We're gonna take these red wires and we're gonna slide them up through here, behind the regulator and everything. And basically you wanna follow that wiring harness right there, that wire, black joint right there. All right, slide it all the way behind everything. All right, I know it look messy, but hold on, I'm gonna straighten it out and I'm gonna show y'all, okay? Pull it all the way through and make sure I don't get caught up on nothing, okay? Boom, so it start right here. We're gonna zip tie it to that black wire harness up there in a little bit too. Boom, following it down here, and then on the outside right here, okay? That's where y'all wanna have it at. All right, so we're gonna take the shorter wire, the one that don't got all the stuff on the end of it right here. We're gonna take the regular wire, and you wanna push it through this factory grommet right here. You see this black piece right there? You wanna push it right inside of there. And what I did was I popped this thing out. All you gotta do is squeeze it like that, and then just pull it out, pull it down. So that's what I'm gonna do is, so I'm gonna pull this red wire all the way through. And I'm gonna take off this tape around here. I'll tape it up myself afterwards, but I wanna do it correctly, I wanna make sure that this wire can sift through correctly. I don't wanna, halfway do it and cut no holes, and the next thing you know, it's leaking and wires getting wet. All right, so boom. I'm gonna go ahead and slide it through that little hole in there, and then hopefully slide it out of this hole right here that's already cut. If it's not already cut, then you can make one, or just take this tape off and, slide it through here, okay? All right, y'all, so I went ahead and sifted it through. As you can see, just slid it down inside of there, and then slid it through this open hole right here. We're gonna let that be how it is right now. And this one right here, what we're gonna do is wrap it around here and slide it through to this side. You want this one to follow this black wiring harness now, okay? Let's go ahead and pull it through. All right, like that. And we want this one's gonna connect to the green wire in here, okay? Take this green wire and pull it up out of here a little bit. And these joints is already pre-cut, as you can see. So you just gotta pull the top off of there, boom. Throw that down on the ground. And the same thing with this one right here, okay? Hold on, let me put this top on top of this fuse right here, okay? Click that on, that way we Gucci. And then pop that off too. All right, so once you get both of them, like that, what you wanna do is get your heat shrink solder connector right here and, slide it inside of there. Let me show you on this one. This one's easier. You're gonna go ahead and slide it inside. Boom. Slide it into the middle. And then the same thing on the other end with this one. I can't do it with, both my hands because I'm holding the camera, but you wanna slide the other one in, that way they're both touching on, in the middle, okay? All right, so after y'all do that, get them together, touching, y'all wanna get a lighter and you wanna heat it up, light it on fire. Well, don't light it on fire, but you know what I mean. Heat it up. There we go, it was working. I'm outside, so it was a little bit windy. Getting there, I wanna heat it up a little bit hotter, and then we'll make it work. All right, y'all. So now what you wanna do, let it cool down, and I'll let it sit for like 20, 30 seconds, without tugging on it or nothing. Let it chill out, cool off. The test, that this is on there good, is tug it a little bit with one hand on this side and one hand on that side. Not too hard, but go ahead, tug it. And if it moves, you gotta heat it up more, okay? Now what we're gonna do, let's go ahead and get this black cable, this blue and black cable that's connected to this joint in there. You're You're gonna go ahead and, let me show this. All right, everything looks good in there. You're gonna go ahead and sift this through to this side, all the way, you know, following this harness, this black that turns blue right here. And you're gonna sift it through the same hole that we did that red one, okay? Let me go ahead and pull it through just because. All right. And like I said, you're gonna push it to the same hole that this red one is pushed through. And most likely at the same hole too, if we can. We can push it through that same hole. Go ahead and push it through there. All right, like I said, go ahead and push it through there. You can see the black cable right there. Go ahead and pull it through. All the way through. You don't wanna take this piece right here that they gave you in the kit, and you wanna separate the blue wire with the white stripe right here. You can see blue wire with the white stripe out of this wiring harness. Heavy gauge blue wire with the white stripe. That's what you wanna use right now. All right, you're gonna take the red wire, and I'll show you in a second. We're gonna go ahead and put the red wire. First off, take this off the end, okay, of the red wire. All right, take that off the end, and we're gonna slide it inside of here. All right, next thing y'all gonna wanna do is put this red wire through this piece right here. The red wire right through there. And you wanna connect it to this blue with the white stripe, heavy gauge wire. This is the thicker wire. They got another blue and white one right here that I connected it to an accident. Don't do that because it's a smaller one. I don't know if it's gonna work or not with that one on there. This is the one you wanna connect it to, okay, the big one, all right? So we're gonna go ahead and slide that big cable in here. Let me go ahead and separate it real quick. All right, there we go, y'all. We got it on here, the blue and white with the red. All we gotta do now is get a good grip on it with some pliers and squeeze it tight, okay? Let's see, squeeze it. You want this joint to be flush with the blue piece, okay? All right, that's how you know it's in there good. Go ahead and slide this over and click. Boom, it's clicked into place. Now we're gonna do the black one, same thing with the black wire, okay? Go ahead and push it through this piece right here. All right, y'all, so the same thing with the black one. The black one goes with the white wire, the heavy gauge wire, with the black stripe on it, you can see. Right there, okay? That's the wire you wanna connect it to, all right? And those big wires are coming down into this harness right here, okay? Now we're gonna take the pliers and we're gonna tighten it, squeeze it tight. All the way in there, a little bit more, make sure it's flush. Boom. All right, we in there, y'all. So now we're just gonna close it. All right, y'all, that should be everything wired up nice and good. All we gotta do now is clean up the wiring, okay? We're gonna slide these wires back up through here. I'm gonna slide these, the excess wires up through here. Okay, that way it's out of the way. Boom, same thing with the black cable. Is it all bunched up right there? I'm gonna go ahead and put some electrical tape around here, tape it all up, nice and neat. You know, kind of like how it was before. That way nothing moves, it gets, you know, pulled out of place. So I went ahead and got this little harness, you know, cleaned up a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and push this grommet back up through here. That way it seals nice and good, boom, just like OEM. So now what I'm gonna do is take these wires right here, this black and this red wire, and you know, put them as close to the wiring harness as possible. I'm just literally zip tie them to the wiring harness because I don't want nothing to get caught in that window track right here. See the window right here? It's gonna be moving up and down. You do not want these cables to get caught up in that joint. So go ahead and zip tie everything up nice and neat, and I'll show you guys what I did. All right, guys, so we got the wires all nice and neat. Like I said, I went ahead and wrapped electrical tape around these right here, and the wires from the inside of here, I went ahead and, let me see, those good? Yeah, these would be good like that. I went ahead and zip tied them to this wiring harness, you can see, together. And then as well as the top too, look. Top ones come out of here, zip tied, zip tied, zip tied, all the way until I get right here. And in this corner right here, because you don't want the window to slide down on top of the wires and crank them up, you gotta push the wires really close right here into the harness. And then this one I just ran, you know, through over to there. You wanna push them all the way deep in that corner as possible. You know, it was pain in the butt trying to get all them zip ties back there, you know, nice and neat and everything, or, you know, semi-neat. That way it wouldn't catch, but, you know, it's necessary. Otherwise, this piece won't last long. These cables aren't gonna last long in there. So basically, that's it, y'all. We got everything, you know, that we needed done, finished. Now all we gotta do is just bolt that panel back on there and, you know, slide the plastic panel on there. One thing I am gonna do real quick though, y'all, before we do anything else, is pop this trunk, connect this battery, and make sure everything works, okay? Before we put it back together and then realize that one of the plugs aren't on there good or something. You know, so let's go ahead and put this positive joint on here. All right, y'all, so here's the moment of truth. Battery's connected, and this is how we're gonna know if this thing works or not. Let's go ahead and push that button, and if we hear it, it works. All right, so what we're gonna do now is take this regulator joint, this frame, slide it into the holes correctly, but heavy. Let's see, get it lined up. Cool. Now we're gonna take these 4 nuts and put them back into those. Boom, 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 boom. And then after that, we're gonna go ahead and slide this back on top. Make sure you get these plastic clips, you know, put it in the correct spot, and then put all of these joints in there. And then after that, we're just throwing that plastic piece on, and then these 2 side pieces that go in there and there. All right, let's get it. So we all on here now. Now we're gonna take this big piece right here, get ready to click her on. And there's one thing that we gotta remove on this. I'll show you in a second. So this is what we're gonna take off right here. This one piece, because this is the hole that we covered up already. This ain't gonna be able to come through. So we already got that bolt through there. So we'll take this off and I guess, you know, put it wherever. So now we're gonna go ahead and take this whole thing, y'all, and just click it inside of there, all right? Boom. All right, so now we're gonna take this latch thing. Now that we got this clicked in here, remember, you're gonna hold it up right here and put that screw into there, okay? And then after the screw goes that piece over the top, the cover piece. All right, y'all, we pretty much done. Last thing we gotta do is clip these things up on top of here, but I'm gonna get inside the truck and do that. All right, remember, go ahead and slide this in the top first. Then we're gonna go ahead and clip these pieces in here. There we go, same thing on this side. All right, y'all, so you finally got it installed. All you gotta do now is go inside of there, push that button like this, and then pull up at the same time. I'll show you really quick. So this is me going at it. Boom. You gotta push that button, and as you push it, pull it up at the same time. You know, it ain't like no push this button and then it comes up. You gotta push it and pull it. But there we go, y'all. Nice clean install. Thanks for watching.
Dummy.